Morning everyone, welcome back to plot one. Thanks for joining me. Next job is to create a rainwater harvesting system using my compost bay to harvest the rainwater. I'll turn you around, I'll show you what I'm going to do. So back on the plot behind the compost bay, looking down the plot, basically from west to east. On the right is the south, left is the north. Looking at the back of the compost bay, I've now got to build a rainwater collection system. So I'm going to make some guttering come along here to this end, turn around this corner and feed down into this water tank, which I haven't positioned yet. So you might have noticed I've done a bit of skip diving and I've come up with a few bits and bobs that people are throwing out, including this corner return, which I'm going to use, and plenty of curved guttering, some downpipe, and a few brackets. Okay, I'm going to take these temporary battens off that run all the way along here, and I'm going to put these new fascia boards up, which is a bit of old scrap skirting board. Well, you know how one job leads to another. I'm bringing the guttering along here, but before I do that, I've got to cover this panel, this side, with plastic. But before I do that, I've got to scrape out this soil. So, a bit windy around here, but anyway, I've got the side of that on. I'll put some battens on in a minute, and then put the top cover back over the top and the front. These are the bits I've got from the skip diving. Some are broken. I've got this corner piece, which is obviously glued down there because the rubber seals went, so I've got to be careful how I treat that, otherwise I won't get my corner bit. That's also broken here, so I've got to repair that. So I think I'm going to cut that there and then join a piece on to go around the corner, and then the rest should be okay coming along the back side of this compost bay here. That's the guttering on from one end to the other and round the corner. Just got a little repair here to do, that won't take long. Bit of plastic, and I've checked the gradient, there's a definite fall to the other end. That's just holding on, that clamp is just holding on a bit of instant grab adhesive where the clips had gone, and one reason or another, you can see I put some instant grab adhesive there and there and there, around the corner up to the end, and the downpipe's going to be here. So this is a water tank I got for free. Someone's throwing it away. It's about 1 metre long, 60 centimetres wide, 60 centimetres deep, and I'm going to use that to collect rainwater from the top of this compost bay. So the water tank is going to sit here next to where the downpipe's going to be. So the first job is to level off this bank here and get the right level so that we can sit the water tank on there. Right, that's that tank in and leveled. That's with the lid on. Got a few repairs to do. Just got to make a stretch of downpipe to go through there, widen that a bit, and then seal it up. I've also got a couple of repairs to do on this tank. Those two down there, this one here, and one up the other end. This outlet here will be at the top of the tank. I've got to take this ball cock off here, just leaving the hole for an overflow pipe to go out. There we go. Turns out that's a compression nut on there, and in the end it wasn't too bad to get that off. That's the ball cock off and out, and I believe that's a 15mm pipe fitting. So that's going to be my overflow for when the tank gets to the top. I knew this brush head would come in handy at one point. I found this on the plot in the first week, maybe the second. Just got to give this tank a good brush out. So that's the inside given a good brush out, nice and clean. And now the job is to block up these exit points here. That I'm just going to put a stop end on. This I'm going to put an overflow connection on. And these two I'm going to put stop ends on. I'm not going to put on a tap for collecting water in a watering can. I can just dip my watering can in the top here if it's full up. But I am going to put a tap in here because I want to divert water out to the rest of the plot. So my first connection here is a 15mm, which is what that is, to MDPE pipe bend. You don't need this brass bit on the end. I'm hoping with a bit of PTFE tape, I'll take that off and just put the connection straight onto the 15mm male connector there. So that's the female, and that will go straight onto there, but I'm going to put some PTFE tape on first. Right, that's that on, nice and tight. PTFE tape, hopefully that will stay sealed. These two are 22mm fittings. These are the two 22mm stop ends. So I'll just get them both on and tighten them up. That's those two done. That's my overflow bend done. Right, this one is a 3/4 inch opening, and this is a 3/4 inch compression end stop or stop end. Hopefully that will do the job. There's a lot of you out there probably do know how to get the right size fittings, but for anyone that doesn't know, what you're doing is you're measuring the inside diameter of the pipe coming out, and you get the corresponding fitting when you buy it to fit that inside diameter. Right, the next job is to fit this tap onto this bottom of this tank here. This is a water butt tap, and as you can see you've got a screw thread fitting, which this bit goes on the inside, and that will allow you to fit your hose pipe connector straight onto that tap there. It's a 25mm fitting I want, so I want that one to drill a hole in here. Let's get that all the way in. Kind of screwing itself in, to be honest. Now on the other side, I'm going to put this screw thread nut. That's it. That's that tap on. Just got to get the water butt back in place and that'll be done. There we go. That is now ready to start collecting rainwater. I know what you're thinking. Why is the soil level there? Well, I'm not going to fill up watering cans, but I'll just make a little dip here to fit a hose pipe onto there, and that's all I need. Just need to do the roof panels for the compost bay. This is my little helper Rosie, and she comes and helps me in the garden as well sometimes. So I've got these old lengths of 4x2. I'm slicing each one down the middle to create 2 pieces. That will give me enough wood to make the lids for the compost bins. That's the first roof panel screwed together. Now I've just got to cut some ply to size, screw it to the frame, and then cover it with thick plastic. That's the 3mm ply screwed down. Not entirely sure it's going to work smoothly, but I've left this end open to trail into the gutter. I've just got to cut it to length. Well, it's on. Whether it's going to... That's not steep enough, I don't think. I mean, it does kind of go, but what with the polythene and all wrinkled up, I think it might need an extra batten along there at the top end. So let's give that a try. Yeah, that's a better angle. So I've just left this end like a flap coming over the top into the gutter for the water to flow over. And I think I'm going to put a batten here covered in plastic sheeting to guide the water down here into the gutter. That's panel number 2 made up of offcuts and bits and bobs and this and that and the other. Just got to put plastic on. Rainwater harvesting system completed. Well, it's functional anyway. It's not quite completed, but it'll do for now. Quite pleased with that so far. Got a bit more work to do. I might have to put hinges on. At the moment, just have to lift each panel off. Quite awkward, but I don't suppose I'll be going in the compost bin that often. Well, it's definitely collecting water. And it's definitely coming down here and going into the tank. Nothing's leaking down there. All from that one looks pretty dry. I could do with probably raising it up a little bit more, to be honest. See, the water's making its way downwards, but because of the creases in the polythene, that's not actually going where it should go. It's going between. Oh dear. I definitely need some guiding bars there, look, you can see. It's going between because of these creases. Yeah, that's better. So what I've done here, I've just for now put on here these bits of wood, and it's basically helping the rainwater to gather up under there and come down here and come out there. And the same here for this one. So what I've done is I've placed these heavy pieces of wood, 4x2, 2x2, 4x4, whatever they are, whatever I can find, down the sides of each panel, and that creates like a little valley or conduit for the water to run down to the back of the panel, down the bottom and into the guttering, rather than running out at the edges of each panel. I think that'll do the job for now. When it's drier, I'll get some dry pieces of wood, cover it in this plastic and then lay them on top. I'm not going to screw anything there because it'll create a hole, and that'll be a damp area underneath then. So I think overall that's quite successful, and it's definitely filling up this tank anyway. So yeah, that is job done for now, and I'll make some adjustments as I go. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you again soon.